And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Juices Loose podcast, number 62. The podcast that's all about games, or mostly about games, with a heavy emphasis on having fun. And I got the band back together. We got the crew back. It's not just me and Robert this week. So we'll go through the introductions. So take it away.
Hello, friend. I'm Weird 360 with me, and let's do this. Yes.
That was a Mr. Robot reference for anyone that doesn't know. Next up, Ms. T.
Hey fools, Mr. T, I got my camera on. I'm exposed. How y'all doing?
What your hands doing, T? We can't see your hands.
Don't worry about my hands, fools.
He's working, man. He's working.
And last but not least.
Yo, what's up, guys? Insane Game Freak here. I got my little friend here with me. I guess we're gonna talk about some stuff. Yeah,
nice. And
Dead.
and this is Terminator Juice. I got my friend with me, my wife.
Oh, come on, man.
And so we're gonna be talking about the Star Wars Beta and some New York ComicCon first-hand impressions from Robert, who was at the showroom floor, and then just a few other small topics, and then any questions that we have, we'll get to those at the end. So before we get into that, anybody playing anything new? I see you got the Chibi Robo there, Terrell. Did you play the game yet? Have you?
No, I literally got it today, so probably after this ends, I'm probably gonna start playing it.
All right, I was looking see if anybody played it just to hear if the reviews were wrong or not, because it's been getting average to below average reviews.
Did you get it on Amazon? Is that why?
Yeah, I got it on Amazon.
I guess they shipped out everybody. That's when I got mine today, too.
Yeah, because I was expecting a release date, and so I canceled my pre-order. I was going to go pick it up in the store, and then I just kind of, I'm going to wait. So, but anybody playing any new games since the last time you've been on? Anything? Anybody?
Not really. I mean, I got Chibi Robo and Uncharted, but I didn't get to play them yet.
All right. Yeah, I didn't. I just played Smash and Mario Maker since the last podcast. That's all I've played.
Wow. I'm playing a game that's new to me. I don't know if that counts, but
yeah.
It's called Wet.
I tried.
Got a simulation?
No, it's like it's kind of like what's the game? With the terrible movie. How many of those are?
I know it's specified.
It's kind of like a Max Payne clone-ish with the chick with the kind of a grindhouse kind of look to it. It's from Bethesda.
Okay.
And I just started playing it on PS3. So yeah.
I thought maybe it was a dating sim by the title. So
I had to give it a little pause because I knew it was coming. The laughter.
With these fools, definitely. When I said, what did I say? Like pet?
You said pet.
You guys went nuts. My camera won't focus now that I put Lucina up to it. So it's awesome.
Lucina fucked you up, man.
You can't focus either with Lucina around.
Terrell stuffing his face. So
I'm hungry.
Is that stuffed crust or?
Yeah.
You're eating
I
man.
hate stuffed crust.
I do too. That's why I cut off the crust.
Oh.
All right, let's get on track. Let's get on track. Star Wars Beta. I know, pretty sure 3 of us here played it. So we'll go with Robert, the guy who loves everything. We'll get his impressions first, and then we'll get the real impressions after.
Wow.
So first, how'd you feel about the beta, starting from a technical standpoint, then, if it was fun or not, and then if you think you'll buy the full game or not?
Well, I'll say that it actually ran very smooth. I mean, I guess I kind of should be surprised, but maybe not. I don't know. It ran fairly smooth with, only had the 2 game modes. What was it, Walker Assault and Drop Zones, right? I think those 2. And very pretty. It was beautiful. I mean, the visuals were like outstanding, and it blew me away. I was like, whoa, and it was good. I enjoyed that. However, it started to decrease the enjoyment as time went on. I know it's only 2 of the game modes, and I saw it looks like there's a fairly amount of good game modes, but I still would probably buy it like at $40. This was gonna be, will I buy it at launch or not? And I won't be, surprisingly. I won't be buying it at launch, and I'll be buying it probably later on when it turns to 40 or less. But it was still fun. The weapons were good. My teammates were good, so I was winning, so that's fun. I love winning, and and it was overall very more Star Wars like than I thought, kind of.
So what did you get on PS4 or Xbox One?
PS4.
Yeah. I was surprised at how good it looked on somebody uploaded some gameplay of the PS4 version. And
Yeah.
So Meza T, I believe you said you checked it out, didn't you?
No.
No? Okay.
I can. I had no desire. I guess I made the mistake of watching people play it first before I downloaded it, and it just looks really meh to me. I don't know. It just looks kind of lifeless. It looks, obviously the visuals are nice, nice and photorealistic on that front, but I don't know, it just looks robotic to me. I don't know.
Sterile.
But there's robots.
It's kind of sterile. Yeah, it looks kind of sterile to me.
There's
And
no, they went for more like high quality texture work than they did any kind of particle effects. I didn't notice a whole lot of particle effects. So I got my PC and I hardly ever use it to play games. And I just got an email saying, hey, check out the Star Wars betas. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll download it. It was 10 gigs, a little bit smaller than I thought it would be. And so yeah, I checked it out. And first thing, I was blown away by just the technical aspect of the visuals. Maybe not so much the art style. I mean, they're going for realism. The sand, like the rock textures, everything's basically going for realism, and then you got stormtroopers. Like the character models are a lot of polygons, of course. It's hard. It's funny even to say polygons, but there's no like, they look pretty authentic to the source material. And then so yeah, I was impressed there. The sound design's incredible. The blasters, everything sounds right. TIE fighters, everything's accurate there. No surprise. I mean, we've had Star Wars games sound good since probably the Super NES.
Shadows of the Empire on N64 has all the right audio cues too.
So I mean, we've never seen it look a Star Wars game look this close to real. So on that front, I got to give them credit. Obviously, the 2 years into these new consoles, the game engines have improved. It's no longer Xbox 360 games getting up-res. So I'm seeing with Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Star Wars, now I'm seeing a shift where you can't say, oh, they don't look that much better. It's a significant improvement over last gen. Finally, 2 years later. And I played it on medium, I put it on high, and I put it on ultra, and I really didn't notice a whole lot of difference in the texture quality, slight difference, but I did notice a frame rate difference on ultra on my 3-year-old graphics card. But it looks good, it runs fairly smooth. There was some glitching and stuff, and I think it's just the beta, and when it scores at the end, it was pausing and stuff. But as far as fun factor, I was like Meza T. I watched people play it, and I was like, that ain't Star Wars. If you watched the podcast last week, me and Robert kind of said that. It doesn't look like Star Wars on that one game mode. But when you're playing it, it's actually really fun. I was surprised. It's very Battlefield feeling, so if people enjoyed Battlefield, you're going to enjoy the gameplay here. But I was trying to use my Xbox 360 controller, and I was getting just murked left and right. I couldn't even get a kill, playing on PC. So I actually had to use the keyboard and mouse, and I started getting some kills and doing better. But what is that one with the pods?
True. PC gamers do.
Oh yeah, the aiming is so with the mouse. It's like you just point and you're shooting somebody instantly. There's no hesitation. There's no way you could be competitive with the dual analog setup.
No.
I lost a lot of maneuverability though with the WASD for moving and stuff, and I couldn't dodge to save my life. I'd get killed as soon as they shoot at me. But But overall, the gameplay was fun. There's a mode where these pods would land, and you had to go claim them, and then defend them, and it was kind of fun. I don't know what you would what would be similar to that game mode, because I guess any game mode where like the target area changes on the map each time you play, and then you go to that area and you have to hold it, and if they kill you and take it over, it'd be like Splat Zones in Splatoon, I guess, except for the zones change. They're never in the same spot. So I thought that mode was fun. Then the other one is the Hoth stage, and Empire has to take out the shield generators, and the rebels have to defend it. And if you find this token on the screen on the map somewhere, you can become Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader, or you can get in a ship, or you can get in the AT-AT. So it's not like a kill streak or anything. It's just these random hologram tokens that you find on the battlefield that turn you into these different things. So you can fly a TIE fighter if you find that emblem on the map somewhere, and then you fly the TIE fighter until you crash or whatever. That was really fun the first time, because you're walking next to the AT-AT walkers, and they're leaving big footprints in the snow, and it was very impressive. But then, the 20th time doing that same level with the same objective, it definitely lost its luster, and so I'm a little worried that the Star Wars aesthetic is going to get a lot of people to buy it, but I don't know if there's going to be any long-term players, so we'll have to see. I
mean, and that's the thing, though. It's like, I didn't mean to cut you off. You got some.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say is like that was another thing for me. Being a Battlefront fan, it's a step back from the previous one, from 2 gens ago, because in that one, you can be on foot, then you can hop into a ship, and you can take that ship and fight a sky battle, and then fly out into space and fight a space battle seamlessly. Really? And I'm like, why did he do this kind of meditation thing when you kind of just appear into the ship, and then obviously there's no space battle from there, but it just that kind of stuff. They took the seamlessness out of it for me. That's why I was talking about robotic. It seemed a little bit more disjointed.
Yeah, and I mean that's an obviously a stage where they're trying to recreate the scene from the movie. I don't know if maybe there's just going to be battles where it's like Battlefield, where you got 32 on 32 and just whatever happens, nothing scripted and stuff. Maybe there's levels like that where people can jump in any vehicle that's available and go fly it. Obviously can't go into space, but this one felt a little bit restrictive in its in the game mode, and it might be just because they're just trying to recreate the Hoth battle to as close to accurate as possible. Except for
it is a beta, so I don't want to harp too much on it. It is a beta, so we don't know what the final game will be.
In the Battlefield 4 beta, you couldn't get in ships, you couldn't get in helicopters, or I think you could drive some jeeps or something. So in the Battlefield 3, you couldn't there wasn't any vehicles, period. So I'm holding a reserve in judgment, but I was actually went from I was watching the game and hoping it's going to be good to I definitely will pick it up. Probably not at launch day. Black Friday I probably will get it. PC games are actually a little bit more expensive sometimes.
Yeah.
So and they don't drop in prices as often. So I'm going to try to get it for like Robert for 40 or less. And then I'm going to have to really improve my keyboard and mouse skills. But I mean, it was well done for EA and DICE. I was expecting worse. I was expecting a lot worse, and what I got wasn't too bad. So,
I mean, maybe that's another thing is that I don't know about a campaign. Like, I'm not buying this game if there's no campaign.
Yeah, the single player is basically waves of enemies and like waves of easy stormtroopers, and then some harder ones, and then a pod will fall, and you have to defend that against a ATST or whatever, the two-legged walker, and it was a good way to learn, but I wouldn't.
It's a tutorial.
Yeah, I don't see that kind of stuff. Basically, the multiplayer stuff, but with single player and some terrible AI. I don't see that. Like I messaged somebody, I forget, it might have been Rob from Rule of Two Review. I say take that graphics engine, take all that Star Wars that they put into this game, and give me a single player experience like. But then I thought it's DICE, and they're terrible. Battlefield 3 and 4's single-player campaigns are just laughable, and Hardline didn't seem to be any better. So I don't know what they could have done, but they have all these everything designed and well, executed visuals and sound. It'd have been nice if they could have found a way to put a good campaign or story mode in there. I just obviously that would have took probably another year, or a lot more development. So. It's unfortunate. That's definitely going to hurt it for me, in my eyes.
It's a value thing for me. I'm not going to spend $60 on something that I'm not going to go back to, or in a few years. I want to be able to play it for years, like I did the first Battlefront. So.
I mean, maybe the community will stay alive for a long time. I'm not sure on the PC because games like these, like I don't know. I don't know how.
I mean, I'm just talking about even that, like frag battles is just, it's not what I'm talking about. They're cool for a while, but I tend to get bored with them, and I like to have that robust campaign that I can go through a few times,
Yeah, I mean that'd be nice, but and this even Splatoon kind of falls into that.
Right, even Splatoon falls into that. Like, I'm worried about that, so.
Yeah, I think we talked about that on the AGL where I said, that had a good campaign, I definitely want to hurt its case, so hopefully the next one puts a little more effort into that, because, I mean, really, Splatoon, when the servers go off in a couple years, there ain't nothing really to play. That single player is not going to hold you.
Nope.
So that's the negatives of this, ever-evolving video game industry, and people want an online play over anything else. So, but anyway, let's move on, because Terrell, I'm sure you didn't try the beta.
No, I was gonna say, well,
I don't think you have a.
I was gonna say I've been looking at the footage. I can tell that's a beta just by looking at it. I'm not really talking about the graphics as much as it just doesn't seem like much is going on. Like, and granted, I've only looked at like a few minutes of gameplay. It doesn't look that interesting to me. And the other reason why I wasn't interested, and this is the reason why people will get mad when I say it, I'm not a Star Wars fan, so but then again, my reasoning is even worse.
Turn off his mic and get him out of here.
I have the movies, and I haven't seen any of them.
What? How can you not be a fan? You got to at least watch.
Exactly. That's why I'm not a fan, because I haven't seen them.
There's people like Terrell, and then there's people like other people who will defend the prequels, and so there's two ends of the spectrum there. Someone's never seen them. Somebody who has seen them and tries to say they're good still. The prequels, I mean.
Talking about we in 360 sitting here?
He's too young to know
I
any
don't even
better.
know what I'm talking about.
I was talking about somebody else, but Robert's too young to know.
I mean,
he don't know no better, man. We got to cut him some slack.
I gotta rewatch them.
Have you watched the original?
We ain't trying to change your mind, man. If you like him, you just like him, man. That's all there is to it. But.
Yeah, he likes Jar Jar Binks, so we should move on.
Wow.
Right.
You'll grow out of that someday. You'll be like, what the?
But I think maybe if they didn't choose, maybe it's because most of the gameplay I've seen is Hoth, and Hoth there's nothing visually. You're talking about white snow and rocks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean. It didn't look interesting.
That's not doing. Maybe if they give me some indoor.
Well, it's cool when you go inside the Rebel base and you have the walls cut into the ice. And then that's pretty cool to see. And the Millennium. Yeah. I don't know if the Millennium Falcon was in there or not, but. For somebody that grew up on the original trilogy, that definitely the nostalgia of that got me. They recreated that pretty good. But the other stage was just like some volcanic-looking, just generic-ass looking stuff. Even the single players on Tatooine or whatever, and they just picked some random like rocky area. It doesn't look like there's no. You can't look off in the distance and see like this big desert or anything. It's just. I don't know. It's not that visually exciting. I know there's a jungle from the Return of the Jedi. They got the speeder bikes and stuff. They teased that.
Yeah, indoor.
Or indoor stuff like on the Death Star or something. That would be cool.
Oh no, I meant indoor as the planet, not indoor as in.
Oh, you said indoor. I thought you said indoor. You said Endor.
Endor. That's the planet with the giant trees.
Yeah.
AKA upstate Washington.
Wow. AKA Ewok.
Actually, not upstate. It's actually mid-state, lower state Washington. But yeah, the Endor is the planet that the Ewoks are from, and that's the planet with the tall trees, and they do the speeder bike thing through it.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. So if I see some of that, because that did look cool when they showed beforehand.
And now I'm convinced that the visuals will look like what they showed in the teaser, because the game engine's definitely technically sound.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll see. I'll definitely be checking reviews and people's impressions and stuff when that game hits. I don't even know when it comes out. I'm guessing
November 17th. That's what I saw.
All right.
Yeah.
Next one.
So next up, we're gonna talk about just real quick. There was a little rumor, of some, what's the dude's name?
Rogers Base.
Rogers Base. He said that he tweeted about how it sucks to know some Nintendo news and not be able to tell anyone, and then I guess his Twitter feed went nuts, and then he kind of made a couple more statements how it's a 8 or 9 out of 10 on the hype level, and then he said how people are so hype starved for Nintendo news that it just got out of control. So I don't know if he was just trying to get some attention or if he really knows something. It definitely got me a little bit excited at the possibility of some new news coming out in the next 2 weeks. So what was your reaction to that? What do you think it's anything at all, or anything decent? Maybe it's getting overhyped.
Well, I think it's something because I mainly see a lot of Roger on like his own channel and then like the BitBlock, which is a well-known Nintendo channel, and I know he has gone to Nintendo events before.
Yeah.
So I trust the legitimacy of it. What it is though, if it's like an 8 or 9, and I'm trying to think within his taste,
right?
I'm thinking it's like I don't know if it's something involving like the new Nintendo membership system or something, or maybe it's like a new game. But to me, it's got to be something like a lot of people are either would be hyped for or ready for. But I don't really have anything specific, unless it's Smash related.
8 or 9 wouldn't be like the title to the new Zelda game, or that would be, I would think, would be like a 10, or like any kind of new game announcement of a good, like a game people have been waiting on. I think that wouldn't be an 8 or 9. So I'm really curious if it's just something, if I'll think it's that high, or if it'll just be a May for me. Robert, you were busy in Comic-Con and stuff, so I don't know if you thought about that little bit of news at all, or that rumor.
No, well, I didn't even know that was a thing, but I do know, I mean, maybe they're related in somehow. There was that other guy, I don't know if he was an ex-Nintendo player or something like that, where he said that there's going to be another Smash character that's not Shovel Knight or Shantae, but first party. Maybe that's what he's talking about?
Might be, because I know Rogers Base is really into Smash. So.
Yeah, so inkling for Smash Brothers, that's probably what it is, confirmed. That's what it is.
Well, then there was the whole rumor about the Shovel Knight amiibo working in Smash, and with the way that the amiibos work in Smash, that would just mean them as a character.
Yep.
So I don't know if that would be an 8 or 9. For me, it'd be a -8 if it was Shovel Knight in Smash.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If it's Shovel Knight over Shantae, I'll be salty as hell.
It'd be a 10 out of 10 for me.
I would make a video and just throw salt in the camera like I'm done.
A resident Shovel Knight hater up in here.
Yeah, I just don't think he's earned his right into Smash. If
he's too young, he needs to be out for a while.
I think he has more of a chance.
Dude, I mean, he's a cool character designer.
It's all these Nintendo fags. That's what it is.
What was the percentage of sales for Shovel Knight on the Nintendo system?
In the 80s.
Yeah.
It was 50% of the Nintendo.
Yeah. It's like 30-some 3DS and 20-some% Wii U.
Okay.
And then 12%, I think 12% or 14% was PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation Vita.
Was
then-
it?
Combined?
Oh,
yeah.
combined. Okay.
Yeah, and I think 4% was Xbox One.
Boy, man, Xbox
is-
gamers don't play platformers. I don't like
Indies
that.
indies sell on Nintendo systems. They really do.
Which
They're
leads
hyping Ori in the Blind Forest though. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how that sold because I
I never bought it.
Yeah.
It's called bad then. That probably means it was bad.
I was gonna buy it, but I didn't buy it yet. I will one
I
day.
thought you played that game.
No, I will one day.
Well, then there was the announcement that Shovel Knight is not coming to the Xbox One. They said for publishing reasons.
No, it was Xbox 360.
No, Xbox
No,
One.
Xbox One.
It was Xbox One. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the physical release?
The
Oh,
retail.
Yeah, the physical.
oh okay. I was like, what?
I don't care what they say.
I remember the Battletoads stuff. What?
What would be the point to 4% of your audience?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
money. I think it's the writing's on the wall. They don't want to.
That, but it's also, I think Microsoft does have some kind of strange policy that you have to release, like, I think at the same time.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
that's the
gone.
reason. Yeah, about to say that's the reason why Rayman Legends got through all the way into
Phil Spencer said
That
that.
helped Rayman, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sold way better on the PS3 and Wii U than it did on the Xbox.
Because
Yeah.
Xbox gamers don't play platformers. That's why I thought it was stupid.
Yeah, they play one thing, basically shooters.
I know.
Well, no, but I mean, remember, 3 platforms combined made 12%, and PS4 has, and PS3 and PS Vita have like triple,
Huge
quadruple. The Wii U, and the Wii U got 20% of the sales.
Well,
That's a lot.
But it is also because it came out first on those two consoles.
Wii U ain't got no
Yeah,
games, so everybody
It
can buy
doesn't
it.
matter. That's 3 to 1.
Wii U got no games, so everybody
Hey
can
man,
buy it.
3DS is the best console. That's what it means. I think PC was still first though. I think.
Yeah,
PC
I mean that has to be. PC is always first because there's so many of them. But
Yeah, those
But
fans.
then let's talk about the physical release got a price increase of $5, and I
yeah,
think that's a little too much, me personally. But I'm biased, so
How much was it?
It's
25.
It was going to be 20. Now it's 25 for the physical.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so that's like $10 over the digital, right? Am I right?
That's fine. Yeah.
$10.
I
The
think
digital
that's
was
fine.
20 when it came out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, currently it's like 15 now, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's 15 now.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it's worth. I think at that point you're just getting greedy.
No, but it said they gave a reason too. I thought was a fine reason. You have to understand that they gotta also print out all these boxes, and the
We don't want
and the
excuses.
discs.
Yeah.
We don't
We're
excuses,
talking
you know?
pennies. We're talking
How about-
pennies.
Hey man, I would say it this way: I'd rather have that Japanese Shantae in the Pirate's Curse physical case than to have a fucking $25 Shovel Knight box. I'm just saying.
But I want it.
And the thing is, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to buy it, but you got a lot of sales already. And was anybody waiting for the physical? I think most people that wanted the game probably bought it digitally. So I just think it's kind of a.
Well, they never confirmed a physical before.
I know.
would've
I
waited.
think it's too late. They probably aren't going to sell what they think they are with the physical, but
No.
No, I
Might
don't
sell a
think.
few
they
thousand copies. They might sell somewhere around 10,000 copies on at least on Wii U. Maybe that many.
maybe they figured the less copies, that means the $5 increase would kind of balance out with their pre-orders maybe were low. I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, it does kind of speak towards Shovel Knight and Nintendo kind of maybe with the amiibo. I mean, I could believe them being in Smash, even though I think
Yeah.
it'd be a mistake. You know,
Yeah.
what would you guys think if? I mean, obviously, it's an
I
option.
don't think it's a mistake. I mean,
I
I think
want him.
people would be upset because they picked them over, different Nintendo characters.
Yeah, there are more deserving characters.
Right, right.
That's more, I think that's more of the problem. I mean, business-wise, it's smart. A well-known revival of like an old-school platformer that did the second best on Nintendo consoles. Throwing them in there is cool because it also represents the indie scene. Although, in my personal opinion, there are other characters who deserve that title way more.
Yeah, like Gunman Clive.
Commander Video.
Surprisingly, I heard that game is really good.
No, Gunman Clive is awesome. Put $4 or $5 together collection, which is ridiculous. That's a great price.
Yeah.
Buy that game. You will not be upset. But yeah, I was just being funny because Gunman Clive did really well on Nintendo platforms as well. And they kind of just decided to stick with Nintendo.
Who made what was the team?
It's one guy.
Is it?
I can't think of his name right. He's like
Jesus.
Hortzberg, or he's German, I think. It's one dude who made those games. And
I've never even seen. I don't even know what kind of games they are.
It's
go to the eShop and
platforming.
spend $4 or $5, whatever it is, and buy them. Trust me, you will not be. It's platformers. They're platformers.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good.
They're really good.
Cool. I'll check them out. So I guess last thing while we're on this subject, Terrell, you said Shantae is more deserving than Shovel Knight. So anybody else have a character they would rather see way ahead of Shovel Knight? I mean, a realistic possible character.
This dude trying to get kicked out of this podcast.
Away, Robert.
Rayman is realistic.
We gave you Jar Jar. Now you coming with Rayman too.
Okay. Well, I always say my main two is Rayman and the Inkling. Those two would be fantastic.
Yeah.
And what about Tom Nook? I'm just saying that, but,
Tom Nook.
It'd be funny.
What about Chibi Robo? Do you think he'd?
Oh, he would be cool. He would be cool. Imagine.
Now that he
Was
has
it the zip
actually-
lash?
Imagine the sound effect. Okay.
Imagine a really terrible sound effect.
Oh God.
So I mean, obviously, I would like to see Bayonetta. Maybe she doesn't deserve it either any more than Shovel Knight.
I think it's just the fact that you would have to nerf her in terms of like sexual appeal, and she's a little bit too new in my opinion.
I don't know. Zero Suit's got just as much, I think, sexual.
No, Bayonetta trumps her.
Without doing the moves where the clothes comes or where her hair transforms, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, she could
But
do
that's
the blowing kisses and all
though.
that.
You can't take away the hair.
Well, I was saying for the next one they could have it rated T for teen, right? Just like Brawl and Melee.
The Antharja trophy out of the game because of how explicit that is, and all that was her bending over, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's why I think next time they could have her in, and then she could still do the nakedness, but you won't see it.
Well, she's she's covered up.
Exactly, that's what I mean. That's T for teen stuff.
Well, besides, Wii U doesn't have good graphics. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, Shulk's almost naked, and that's okay. So.
Well,
hey man, we gotta have the man service. Let them ladies have that.
Those 6-packs.
I'm really feeling them.
But a character other than Bayonetta. I mean, Shantae. Now that I've played Pirate's Curse, I would like to see. I think would be a good fit. Cartoonish kind of character. I'd like to see what they would try to do to get her into like a 3D character model though, because she's only been 2D.
Yeah.
Same with Shovel Knight. That'd be interesting. Now but that might be half the reason there's an amiibo, because they had to create a 3D model for the amiibo. Maybe they did that because they created one for Smash. I don't know.
I would love Wonder Red.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I can do that. Either that or Beautiful Joe.
Cool.
Beautiful Joe would be cool too.
Yeah,
because I geek out on that.
I don't think
Wonder Red.
Yeah, basically. I don't think Beautiful Joe. I don't think there's too many people who even know who that is.
Right.
Unfortunately.
No, they don't. Because Capcom's a piece of shit. That's fine.
He's fake ass Nintendo fan.
So, that does remind me of a topic I was gonna do last week, but you guys bailed. I don't know. Maybe we won't have time. Let's get to. I want to talk.
See, now I want to know what the topic is.
Well, we'll see how long this. We'll see how long this goes with Robert. I kind of want to do a little interview of him and his New York ComicCon experience.
Do me and Mr. T need to take a nap? Is that what needs to happen right now?
Let me just lay it out real quick.
This could be 5 minutes. This could be 5. This could be 20. I don't know. So. I've never really paid attention to New York Comic-Con, so I thought it was like small little version of the San Diego Comic-Con, but Robert, I think you were the one that told me that it's actually bigger as far as attendance and.
Yeah.
New York Comic-Con is bigger.
Yeah, that's huge.
See, to me, I was just like I never paid attention to it. It doesn't seem to get the coverage that San Diego gets as far as.
Well, not in terms of like
it's on the West Coast.
Like Marvel and stuff, they don't usually go there. Like you don't get a special Deadpool trailer, but you'll still get other stuff, which is just as good.
So, just give a quick rundown of where was it at and kind of how was it, like when you showed up? What did you have to do to get in, and then what did you have access to while you were there?
Anyway, so it was at the Javits Center in New York, right? So I took the train. I was like, I'm in the train, sitting down, and then.
Okay, you don't have to details.
Oh, you ass.
I had a chocolate milk and a
I have
Wearing
my
my
snack
Jar Jar
pack.
Binks.
for lunch snack
I have my Jar Jar Binks now, my snack pack,
in my Jar Jar Binks lunchbox.
peanut butter and
Oh,
jelly.
God.
You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself.
All right, jump to before you got there.
No, so it was in the Javits Center. You know, all 4 days I went on train. I had to say that, but basically, it was insane. You should see the line is massive. It goes around the block and it keeps going. And you know those New York blocks are massive. So it just kept going and going and going. But the lines are quick though. That's the awesome part, is that even though it's super long, they go really quick. And once you get in there, you know, they let you go right wherever you want. So I usually go up. There's this big stairs, so I go up the stairs. And what do I see to the right of me? A
Jurassic
giant,
World.
yeah, giant Jurassic World opening, which was fantastic looking. It was so well designed, because last year what it was just NYCC. They just had this big NYCC thing. But this time they made this big Jurassic World thing, and the whole time they played that song. The whole time. And they had...
That's like porn for him. the Jurassic World music.
Yeah, that's one of the greatest songs. And so,
Did they have like was it a poster of a raptor? Or was it like a...
no, it was actually a moving raptor, and it would go like that.
And this fool was spooging. He was spooging in his pantaloons.
They had a moving raptor there, and it was so cool, that raptor. Like, it would come out at certain times, and then it would be downstairs and also be upstairs. It would be better upstairs since you had the the gate and stuff. There was this, like, you could take a photo with it. And I had my Jurassic World shirt on, and everyone's taking photos with it. I'm like, let me take a photo. I saw it 17 times. Let me take it. And so I finally got a photo with it. I kind of just...
You didn't touch it, did you?
No, it touched me.
Wow.
With its retractable claw.
No bestiality on this podcast. She's talking about.
Touched by a raptor.
It basically punched me. It basically punched me in the face. It was like boom, and I was like, I took a photo of it. I was like, it was awesome. And I mean, that's just one little thing. I wrote down a whole.
This is gonna take an hour.
Yeah, I know.
The whole main floor is massive. Like it. There's been conventions that only take out a little part of the Javits, but the Javits is, I don't know how many blocks long and how many blocks deep, but it's long, it's big, it's massive. And they had everyone was selling figurines there, and a lot of those figurines look so like real looking. It was really well done, every single figurine. They had a whole bunch of plush stuff, so you had like I saw this one cool DJ KK slider one. It's really cool. I didn't buy anything because I'm trying to save money for games, but and that was just day one. I saw everything on the main floor, so I went up and down. They got, I think, 2,800 aisles. I mean, not like 100, 200, 3 or 1,000, 1,100. It's like
a lot.
It was a lot. It was like 20, 30 aisles, and imagine each of them maybe being about 5 blocks each. That's just me guessing. Maybe 2, 3 blocks each. And it was
sorry.
I feel like there's a whole bunch of stuff I never pay attention to, because when I look up New York ComicCon stuff, I only pay attention to the anime industry announcements.
So,
but I also got to play Just Cause 3, which was fun, and it was running on a PC, so I was like, I'm gonna expect a little bit of a downgrade when I get this on PS4, but it looked very beautiful. Like,
is that the only game that you played?
No, I also played Dragon Quest Heroes, which, let me just say, I'm a pro at, because there was out of probably maybe 1,000 people that played, I think only 100 something won, or 130 won or something, and I was number 19 to win the hard difficulty. So I'm like on their Facebook page like this. But and that was awesome. But let me just cause through with that hook shot. I was like going stuff. It was pretty cool.
So was like Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft there, or was it just kind of sparse for the
well,
games?
Nintendo was there, but their booth, and there was no Nintendo logo on it. It was just Yokai Watch. Everything was Yokai Watch. Here's my Yokai Watch, and I'm like, I don't want your Yokai Watch. So
I want your yokai watch. I want your iWatch. I want them watches.
So they didn't have like X play. I thought somebody was playing X somewhere. Xenoblade Chronicles
No,
X. I thought
no, they didn't.
that was playable.
I thought you said X-Play like it. I was like, what?
I swear I've seen.
Adam Sessler's back.
I think you're talking about. I think that was somewhere in the UK. That's what I saw. I saw a UK video. With
Yeah, that's true. That was that conference in the UK or that event that I never heard of, like something GM. It had like
MGM?
3 letters. I don't think it was MGM.
Oh, MCM. I think it was MCM.
Something like that. But anyway, so basically, what's the point of New York ComicCon? Like Terrell said, there's anime announcements. Is it like?
Well, there's anime, there's comics, there's games, there's movies, there's TV shows, there's cosplay, there's yourself, there's everyone in the world.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a more general.
Yeah,
Nerd
like,
culture kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's basically like the rundown, and that was just day one. And so day two,
Day one was the best day for me. I saw one announcement that had me hyped, and I was like, "Well,
what was that? What was that?
Viz Media announced the dub for one of a popular show. If anyone knows what Yu Yu Hakusho is,
No, I don't know.
no one knows. Come on now, fuck. That's an old classic. Damn. Anyways, creator of that has another series called Hunter x Hunter. There was a 2011 anime that came out in 2011, and we were hoping for some type of release, and Viz was like, "Here you go. Here's a dub and some Blu-rays," and anime fans freaked the fuck out because we've been wanting that for so long. But anyways, go ahead. Continue with your day two.
Okay, so day two, I go there now. I'm dressed in Jurassic Park clothing, and so I basically.
Wow.
I have no words for that.
Basically, that one was more of just panels. We went to the Dark Knight 30th anniversary panel, which we just got our quick wristband. We went in. We saw Frank Miller. Does anyone know Frank Miller?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we saw him. We saw him, and we saw some other guys that also were working on Dark Knight 3, which is apparently one of the new comics coming out. So that was cool.
It's been 30 years since Dark Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, I'm old.
Well, they were saying they said that they were like, anyone here buy the first comic, and then all of a sudden there was like 2 hands or 3 hands, and it was like, you guys are old. And it was fun. They had like almost a party. They had like they made everyone stand up and be like, fist bump, everyone fist bump. It was random, but it was fun. And they showed like early pictures of Dark Knight 3, which is really cool. And then they did the Q&A, which the Q&A was hilarious. Those guys are actually really funny. And they talked about some stuff, and then they just be like, yes, it's supposed to be a detailed answer, but it just made it funny. And after that, went to the Colony panel / Mr. Robot panel, which Colony, we were one of the first people on Earth to see this show. It would suck to be a failure, and then I'll be like, oh, I saw a failure show. Then
what network was that going to be on?
USA also.
Okay.
That's why
they grouped them together.
Yeah, that's why they're basically advertising Colony to make people go to the Mr. Robot. I mean, the Mr. Robot to go to Colony, And it looked like it could be a good show. It was like kind of alien, kind of alien sort of thing, and you'll see when it comes out if you watch it. It was pretty good. And then,
but again, Robert loves everything. Just to reiterate.
Yeah. Well, no, but it was that hour went pretty quick though, because I was like, come on, bring on Mr. Robot, bring on Mr. Robot.
Everything is awesome.
And then finally.
So there's probably people that hold on. There's probably people that don't know what Mr. Robot is. So why don't you tell them?
Okay, so they actually showed a whole recap.
Say what it is.
Okay, so Mr. Robot.
Explain it, damn it.
Mr. Robot is a show on USA. which is basically you follow the character Elliot, which he is a cybersecurity engineer, and then at night, not at night, but he's a hacker. He hacks everybody, his friends, his people he works with, people on the street, and he just knows everyone's lives. And then he bumps into the F Society, which was actually Christian Slater, and then stuff happens, and I don't want to spoil the plot.
It's a show on USA, and it's a good show. I watched it myself. So this was a panel for the upcoming season 2 that's been greenlit to be made, where it had I'm guessing the creator and the actors.
Yeah, the whole cast and the creators were there, and they were all really cool. The Q&A again was funny. They didn't want to give anything about season 2 because they haven't even started recording it, and so
or filming it. And so because apparently Sam, that's the name of the creator, and he's like, oh, they're always asking about season 2, but I don't ever tell them anything. They're all really genuinely nice people, and I like them a lot, all of them. They're really cool. So what was was that your first time going to like a panel for something you actually were excited about?
Yeah, like last year I didn't go to any panel, and then this year I went to Tech Lead too, so that was cool. And like I said, they were really awesome. Got to take a photo with Rami Malek. Yes, I was like, yeah, I got a photo. Awesome.
It was a pretty cool photo. It turned out pretty well.
Yeah, it did. And then what is it called? Oh yeah, they took everyone had. That's where I got this thing. Welcome to F Society. And that's where everyone wore that in the whole room. Like you should have seen everyone's wearing the mask, and they took a photo, posted on Twitter for that. That was super cool. I'm like, that was awesome. They had the whole cast there too. And after that, it was already 6 o'clock, so it was almost done. And so then after that, day 3, and let me see really quickly. Yeah, day 3. That
was probably your peak. I'm just gonna guess that was the highlight of the whole event.
Yeah, I mean, again, after that, I bumped into on day 3, I bumped into D1, which I'm pretty sure everyone here knows D1.
Yeah, you talking about the commentator, right?
Yeah, I bumped into him, which was awesome. I saw him, I'm like, wait, isn't that D1? So I started following him, I'm like, hey, D1! And then he was like, hey, D1, and then D1 photo.
That's how you talk to him. Hey, D1. Yo, D1.
Get the hell out of my face, kid.
He can't even speak. How'd you manage to get pictures with cosplayers? You're like, hey, picture.
Photo.
It was and then right after that, I saw, this was later in the day for day 3. They had Andre Blackner Comet, if you guys know him. He was walking down. He was walking down the stairs. I'm like, isn't that Andre? Andre!
Were you unsupervised?
What?
Were you unsupervised this whole time?
Obviously.
No. I was with my uncle, and
I don't believe that.
I was. And then I was like, hey, Andre. And then he was wanting to take a picture with the Beetlejuice guy, but I wanted to take a picture with Andre. So, but he was a cool guy because he was like, he's like, how's it going, man? You know his voice. I can't do his voice. But and he was a really cool guy too. And then the main thing though was like the cosplay. I love the cosplay there. So much cosplay. And yes, I went up to people. I was like, hey, I gotta take a picture.
Yeah, I'm sure they get that a lot. I mean, that's kind of how they judge their success with their cosplay.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
There were cosplays, everything. You name a character, there was at least one cosplay of them.
Well, why didn't I see any Zero Suit Samus cosplay pics with you or Lucina?
I did. Well, there was a Lucina. I was going to take a photo with the Lucina, but they kept walking so fast that I didn't even bother. It's so crowded there.
Yeah.
Somehow she ran. I did take a photo with the Zero Suit Samus though.
That's right. You sent a pic. It wasn't a great one in the photo. I don't know.
It was good though. It was like I saw some other ones and I thought she was the best one.
So who do you think was the best cosplay? Like, what character was it that like you were just like, holy shit? Like,
that's hard because they had a lot of cool Five Nights at Freddy's ones. Like they built these.
That's a cool cosplay, not.
Furries.
Wow.
Not some random dumb-
It was a cool one because, like, seriously, like the mask was giant. I can even show you a photo if you want. But
I
like,
have no idea what Five Nights at Freddy's
Giant
is.
teddy
Other
bear
than
masks.
I've heard the name. That's all. I
Wait,
know.
seriously?
Yeah.
you don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is?
Wow, I'm surprised.
They had some awesome ones. I'm trying to find the photo. Like they had this dude. He was funny looking. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on.
Well, give it a second to focus. Oh my God, I'm being blinded.
Ugh.
Oh no,
You there?
Foxy.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of them. They had a lot of them that were really good. Like this was an awesome Chewbacca. Hold on, I keep doing it the wrong way. That was
Oh,
a cool
wow.
Chewbacca.
It's not bad. Not bad.
All they have to
Very
do is go buy a damn costume. People like you can go buy those.
Yeah, I mean you
Yeah.
can check. You guys know this? This is cool. This was
Put it
You guys
to the
watch
right.
Salty ass Terminator up in here. It's salty.
you guys watch
Doodle Bob.
Yeah, Doodleball. It was so cool. It was so cool. They had an awesome.
I appreciate the classics, man. I
Check
appreciate
this out. Every single Zelda fan will love this.
Oh,
Nice.
oh, nice.
Well, you
Yeah.
gotta do is buy a costume.
Even as the,
Yeah, Chewbacca. You could go to
Oh,
a
I
store
smell
in
tea.
LA, I'm sure, and buy a perfect Chewbacca.
well, they had a automatic R2D2. Like it would literally go.
All right, no more noises.
Oh man.
We're gonna have a segment on the Juices Loose.
Let
Robert's
me do the
impersonations.
impressions.
That
yeah.
R2D2 is malfunctioning.
Oh,
I never heard it
God.
sound like that before.
That R2D2 rode in on the short bus.
See, like,
Oh,
this is
no.
the.
That wasn't very PC.
The short train, I should say.
What's that
Let me
one?
see if it, that's Zero Suit Samus.
That one looks pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
All right, you should just share all these pictures on your Google Plus page or something so people can check.
Yeah, well, I'm technically probably gonna upload a video combined with all of it.
Yeah, so we can actually see them.
Yeah. There was an awesome. I posted that on the Gamers Network. That Ratchet and Clank. I thought she would look.
Did she look cute in person? Because in that photo, she's kind of creepy.
Really? No, I think.
Robert found his soulmate.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
where the hell is it? I need to go see this picture.
It was like I was just like, can we stick together? You know.
You did not.
I'm gonna have to change
No,
your name.
no, I didn't. Obviously, I didn't say that, but I was because she.
Thinking it?
And I was like, oh, that's a cool Ratchet and Clank costume, and then she's like, oh yeah, thanks. And I'm like, can I take a photo? So I did. She put her arm around me. I'm like,
Where did your right hand
That's
go? I
pimp
asked you that.
status. That's pimp
No,
status right there.
no, but I was just like, I was like, oh.
We gonna have to change Terminator Juice's name from Terminator Juice to Tomato Juice, cause you salty. You salty as hell right now.
I'll paste the link to that picture for you guys can check it out. I didn't know. It was,
I saw it. I think the short girl is cuter though. Personally.
I didn't know it was.
No, yeah, the Shulk
Ratchet.
one was very good. Yeah, they had a Shulk one which was super cool. Her Monado was very nice.
Yeah, that
That's
thing
not
looks
hard.
legit. that thing looks legit as fuck, man.
Yeah, it looked like it was a real Monado, and she was just like, I'm Shulk, female Shulk.
in the British accent.
No, well, I have because I was
That
like,
wasn't British.
Shulk.
I don't know what Robert. She looks like the Shulk girl. Kind of reminds me of God damn it, from Devil Wears Prada. What's
Cause
Tell my Catwoman.
Yeah.
I can never remember her name. Yeah, you know. That
Yeah, that girl.
I know who you're talking about.
And he put, "Do you believe in love at first sight?" That's what he posted on the Ratchet girl. I mean,
Well, look, you
Wait, there
look
was a
at
girl
us,
that was Ratchet?
just,
Oh, you talking about Ratchet and Clank girl.
yeah,
You gotta be careful with those adjectives. Man.
she was Ratchet, man. I don't even know. Never mind.
just look at us together. We make the greatest couple.
I'm sorry, dude.
No comment. No comment.
Regardless,
Sorry for the people listening. I'm looking at these photos, so
there were a lot of cosplay. There was also Let me think. You had, like I said, name anybody. You had a bunch of terrible Mario.
What about Jesus? Was there a Jesus
There was a
cosplay?
Jesus. There was a Jesus in a
I'm
Pope.
so disappointed.
Was there a Rosalina?
There was a I don't think that.
Zelda?
No, there was a bunch of Zeldas.
Robert, you must be really short because I see Andre had to bend down to get in that photo.
Yeah. I don't.
He hasn't hit his growth spurt yet, man.
Oh, excuses.
Go put the man height on blast.
Well, technically, we don't know the man's height.
How
Andre
tall
could
is
just
he,
be really
bro?
tall.
I don't. No.
Probably 4'10" for all we know.
No. I'm 5'3". That's right.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a shawty.
No, you're not. Because if you were, you'd be wearing booty shorts, and no one wants to see that.
He took it there. He took it
What
there.
up, Shode?
Oh God!
Alright, so Comic-Con was good. New York Comic-Con.
It was fantastic.
I want to go, like, next
You
year,
should.
but I don't know.
Just
Someone
go.
said it's kind of expensive.
You need to meet
No,
up
but
with Robert.
if you get them at early, they're only $40.
You gotta get those
Oh,
tickets
really?
early though, man. You gotta get
Yeah.
them early.
Yeah.
Alright. So, yeah, sounds like you had a
Overmade.
good time. And,
Oh,
you know,
and
one
there was
last
a King
thing.
DDD.
Go ahead.
No, there was a King DDD one, and it looked fantastic. Like it looked like a real King DDD. I almost said, "Hey, King DDD," or well, I did it.
Are you high?
I was like, oh, wait for somebody.
You look like a real King
Somebody had to ask.
So I was almost like King Diddy.
Oh, man.
All right, moving on.
Yeah, I think we're done here. That's ridiculous.
That was a good story. That was fun. If I had ADD, I would have liked that a lot better.
Wow. No mercy.
Oh,
You heard it here first, folks.
Savage.
I'm just glad you got a girl put her arm around you, though. That was cool. That's
There was a couple. I was like, I like this.
Oh man, what is with that accent you doing? It's-
me. I like you. All right, so I guess I'm gonna ask that one question that I was kind of yeah, we only got 4 questions, so I'm gonna go ahead. Well, it's 8:23, and we're gonna save it for next week because I think it'd be a big topic, really.
Well, there is something I just noticed on NintendoEverything.com I wanted to bring up real quick.
Go ahead.
Apparently, there's a rumor that the Zelda Twilight Princess icon has been found within the Wii U eShop, and so people don't know if this is a re-release, like a digital release for
I'm
Twilight
sure.
Princess, or people are now speculating that an HD remake. So,
Well, they haven't really done any GameCube releases, so I would think it would be a
It could be the Wii version.
remake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I don't.
Exposed.
But I don't know if they would. They might. They might.
depends.
It'd just be just like all the other Wii games that hit the eShop. It's not going to be barely improved. It's going to have slightly quicker loading times and a little bit better quality.
Yeah, that does nothing for me. I don't
No,
need that.
because Twilight Princess is looking a little dated.
Yeah,
ugly.
Most people say Twilight Princess is the worst.
It doesn't look
it
very
doesn't
good.
hold up as the way the other ones do.
It didn't take advantage. The Wii wasn't super powerful, but Metroid Prime 3 proved that it was, at least twice as powerful as the GameCube as far as lighting and textures and stuff.
Yeah.
And it could handle more character models, like our bigger character models, more polygons and stuff. So I don't think Twilight Princess really would be that big of news for me personally. Because I have the game, I have the disc, I could just play it right now.
Well, I mean, that's why people are thinking it's a remake, because
If
Twilight
it was
Princess,
a remake,
that might work better for Twilight, because Twilight, I feel like, needs it, kind of.
it was a lot. That game had a lot of content, and it was a good game. I wouldn't mind playing it again if it was, hate to be a graphics whore, but if they did put a HD remake out, I'd be more inclined to play that than just to play the Wii version on the eShop.
Yeah, it's a 10-year-old game basically, and it's a GameCube game. So I would definitely play a Mario Sunshine or a Twilight Princess over like a Mario Galaxy HD collection.
We don't need that.
We don't need that yet.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause
I really don't count it as a collection if it's only 2 games.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
I started my second playthrough of Twilight Princess a few years ago, and I got to the Abominable Snowman, where you had to track him up to that kind of like it's like a vacant house mansion type thing, kind of dungeon, and that's as far as I got. I don't know. I can't even remember how far into the game that is. I think felt like about halfway to me, but
Yeah.
that's one of the few Zelda games that I really didn't go back.
I was gonna say I only played through that one once. That's the only Zelda game I only played through once.
I couldn't tell you much about that storyline or the dungeons there would be other than
That's the reason why I say that would be the game that would kind of benefit the most from a remake, because that game was also dark as hell. And I don't mean just in tone. I mean like literally. The game is just kind of dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Midna being awesome, and I remember a dungeon where you had metal boots and you're walking on the ceiling and it took you forever to tread, because you walk so slow with these heavy boots. That was a pain in the ass. So I would like to play it again. I just it hasn't aged well, and it sucks to say that, because I think A Link to the Past aged perfectly, and because of being a sprite-based game, I just think Twilight Princess being
That's what happens when you make a game for 2 different consoles.
and they tried to make it look a little bit more maybe towards realistic visual design, like the art style.
That was their apology for Wind Waker.
Yeah, and, I mean,
How about that Space World footage of Link fighting Ganon, and then obviously that we didn't get that, and then we got Wind Waker, and then we got Twilight Princess, and I'm like, that was one time I think Nintendo did some bullshotting because that Space World footage looks way better than Twilight Princess ever could have dreamed of looking. So.
Yeah, because I mean, there's no way that what they showed that. I mean, I barely remembered it, and I checked it out. It doesn't look as good as I remembered, but it looks way better than what Twilight Princess even came close, not even close to that.
It looks way better.
So. Yeah, that would be kind of cool, I guess, for people that missed Twilight Princess. I mean, I guess if it was just an eShop title, HD remake would be nice, but when would they release that? I mean, unless that was coming out in November, I don't see that having a much...
Depends if they've already been working on it or not.
Sneak attack that thing in November. I think that'd be nice. But it'd be a nice gesture.
But any other time, I think it'd be pointless to release it early next year. I mean... I just don't think that it would do that well. I don't know. But interesting. We'll have to see what happens there. That could be related to the one tweets that we talked about earlier about the news that guy.
Well, I don't think. I think it's kind of universally known that Twilight Princess is not the most popular of the game. So I don't think that's like a. Oh my! That wouldn't be an 8 or a 9. That'd be like a 7.
Yeah, HD remake might be an 8.
HD remake might be.
Might be. That's kind of pushing it.
And I kind of feel like even though I prefer the version, that they should put the GameCube controls one on there. It can't be that much work because obviously they have both versions. They have the GameCube. And the Wii and the GameCube one obviously doesn't have motion controls. So, because I think you're asking a lot. You're asking a Wii U owner to have a Wii remote and nunchuck, which doesn't come with it, So I think that actually hurts some of those Wii game sales that they've been putting on the eShop, because you have to expect, obviously we do, but not every Wii U owner has that. So you kind of forcing them to either go out and buy a Wii Remote nunchuck or just not buy the game because of it. So I think it would be a smarter move, even though I prefer, and I'll always have that one. If it's just a digital release or whatever of the original game, they should go with the GameCube version and just.
Well, yeah, because then that could be like an unofficial. Hey, look, here are the GameCube Virtual Console titles we're getting.
Right.
And we're just gonna kick it off with Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I do like the pointer for the bow sections, but for everything else, you don't need.
Yeah, you don't really need it for the sword fighting because it's waggle. That's the definition of waggle. Was Twilight Princess.
I like that you could cut grass while you ran though.
That was fun. Yeah.
All right, so we got just a few comments and questions here. We'll get to that, and then we'll wrap this up because got a little bit longer than I thought because Robert's, storytelling there. And
You knew that was gonna happen. That's why we were trying to take naps, and you wouldn't let us.
So
Only
what did
an
you
hour
say to
about
King?
now, right?
What were you gonna say to King DDD again?
Oh
I
no.
said, hey, King DDD.
Wait, that sounds like a weird. That sounds like a drunk yogi.
Man.
He's been having a little too many picnic baskets.
Oh man.
Oh no.
So
Hey, boo-boo.
Retro Death, he said that his most realistic wish for a Smash Brothers character is Bomberman, which I guess I could see that, but I don't think that I don't know, just me personally, I don't think that character ever really.
I'm gonna be that kid in the back, like, who the fuck is Bomberman?
Like,
Bomberman?
I don't think anybody would care if. I mean, obviously,
I've
Retro
seen him
Death
on
would.
some lists, but he's not like high up there.
I think
Like,
it would be cool, but I just think
It'd be cool, but it would also be like.
impactful.
I
I
think
wouldn't-
Rayman would get in before.
Probably, yeah, I think Rayman would be more would make more sense than Bomberman.
Yeah, he's way more relevant. Bomberman. When's the last Bomberman game we got?
Bomberman's like having the ice climbers to me. Like it means nothing because I've never played either of those games, so it really.
Well, Ice Climbers only has like what, one game.
So let's
Poor
see
Ace
here.
Climbers.
Oh, and Retro Death said he loved the beta for Star Wars. He thought the Hoth level was brilliant. This is the guy who hates Metroid Prime 2, so take this into consideration.
That moves up and down with me, up and down.
I guess there's local co-op. I thought it was only online co-op on the single player stuff, but he said he played it for hours on end. So that's, I mean, I was impressed by it, but I wouldn't say I loved it or anything. Capable Ties 7 finally got Mario Maker. I told him he probably shouldn't because he's not a fan of platformers, and he loves, he seems to be more of a Sony fan these days than. But I do want to answer his question about how to upload stages and how to find me, because he probably expected, like everyone else, to just be able to go to his friends list and see the levels that his friends have created. And unfortunately, you can't, Capable Tie. What you have to do is you have to check my Miiverse posts or my Google Plus posts and find the code, any of the codes to any of my levels. Go to the course world, go to courses, click the little magnifying glass icon, search icon, and type in that code. And then once you do that, you can tap on my name, T-Juice, my meat picture, and then you can follow me. Who's knocking there? Okay. So, so you have to check, like I said, Google Plus or Miiverse, get my code, type it in, then you can just follow me and see all my levels. So when you go to Course World, then you go to the Makers, and then you click the little heart, and it says following, and then you can go to the people you're following and check out all their levels. So it's kind of a pain because you have to follow people, you have to find them. You can't just go to your friends list and stuff. So that does suck. But once you get enough people you're following, once you go through that process, then it's not too bad. So that's how you see me. So you can play all my levels. I think I have 10 or 11 uploaded now. I did my last two were Mario Brothers 3. I did an airship and a castle level set in Super Mario Brothers 3. I was pretty happy with how they turned out. People seem to be liking those. But as far as uploading a stage, you have to create one, and then when you go to save, you have save, and then right below that you have upload, and you click it. So, and then you have to beat it, and then it's uploaded. So, and then you share that. Unfortunately, like I said, unless people check your Miiverse, no one's going to know you made a level. So you're going to have to share that in Google Plus. You're going to have to promote it. You're going to have to become your own publicist and promote your own levels and try to get people to play them and follow you. So for some people, it's been tough. They haven't even got enough stars to upload more than 10 levels. So it's a little bit of a I would say the biggest negative about Mario Maker would be that whole system. With how you share and follow people. It'd be cool if just everyone on your friends list was automatically notified when you upload a level or something.
Hashtag Nintendo fix that shit.
Yeah, that seems like a no-brainer, man. Your friends uploads a level, you turn on the system, hey, Meza T finally uploaded his level or something, get a notification. So, but I'm glad you bought the game. Hopefully you like it, because I love platforming. I've played over 300 different levels. I've got 72 hours in the game, and I play it almost every day. So, all right, let's see. Shadow Fox Infinite. What's up, Shadow? I haven't seen you. I guess maybe you did send some questions recently.
We didn't get him on a podcast.
Yeah, I was supposed. I people like 2-3 weeks ago said, "Hey, I want to be on the podcast," and I don't have the best memory, so you got to remind me when I.
He's an old man. We gotta get on.
So anyone watching this, if I've said I'll have you on in the past, when I create the event and you see that Juice is Loose, number 63, the day and date, just say, hey man, can I be on this one? And I'll see if I got room. I'll try to get everybody on. So he says, when will the gaming press respect Nindies as much as they clung to Resogun, Ori, and the Blind Forest, Transistor, and other downloadable titles when PS4, Xbox One had no big third-party games, circa 2013, 2014. You could also throw Journey in there on the PS3. That got hyped up. But for the most part, I think he's right. I don't think indies get that much love from the bigger gaming sites.
Nintendo indies don't seem to get at all.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, considering some of the games are like... And it's weird, because a lot of our exclusive games don't get any real push. Like, Shovel Knight's like one of the only games. And of course it's because, that was on PC too. Like...
They got reviewed on PC by Colin Moriarty on IGN. He didn't even mention 3DS or Wii U.
I hate that shit. There's no reason to do that.
So, anybody else have any thoughts on the indies not getting respect from the press?
It's a shame.
Is it in general or just on Nintendo?
Well, it seems like in general mostly, but definitely the Nintendo ones get less attention than like Shadow said. Resogun, Ori and the Blind Forest got quite a bit of attention, I felt.
Well, the indie companies can't pay for advertising, so...
Yeah, Nintendo has to push their own indies.
Yeah,
that's
why...
Nintendo's not paying IGN to promote it,
right.
Like maybe Microsoft and Sony might have.
Indie companies can't pay IGN the way the big guys can for advertising on their website, so that's why they don't get as much attention.
Yeah, you don't click on IGN and you didn't see a Shovel Knight banner.
Right.
And then a review on the same day, like that, just like you would Call of Duty. Check VG charts, and usually they have Call of Duty banner from E3 until the release of that game. Like for 6 months, you go to VG charts because they know that the people that love like Call of Duty are also the shallow ones who care about how well their console's selling and stuff. I think, I don't know, that's just my theory on why the VG charts is always sponsored by Call of Duty for months on end. Anyway, Retro Death, I think this is just a comment. I think the dude just wanted attention that he knew he wouldn't get. Oh, the guy who posted that tweet. I mean, come on, it's so obvious Nintendo will hit us with some stuff soon because it has been a while. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. Well, to say within 2 weeks, I mean, yeah, it could be just him throwing it out there. But I said there'd be a direct before now, and there wasn't. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell.
Yeah, I think he knows something. I just don't know how much. Like Terrell was saying, I know the guy from BitBlock. I've seen him a couple of times. But he, his tastes are probably different from mine. So, like you said, 9, 8 to him would be, 4 or 5 to me probably. So
yeah, like the dude from Big Block, Josh, he is super particular about shit. Like he's the guy who bitched about, I don't want all these anime-looking characters in my Smash Brothers game, and I was like, really? Yeah, these are Fire Emblem characters. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Static Slushy. I've never seen that name before, so welcome to the Juice is Loose. And thanks for submitting a question. I'm not gonna guess a male or a guy because I only have like 1% of my audience is female.
I wonder why.
So he says, would you believe me if I told you a month ago that I got a Marth, Lucario, Greninja, Little Mac, and Captain Falcon in the same week? Anyone else benefit
Yes.
from these
I forgot to
restocks?
mention that. I got that Marv like last Tuesday. I forgot to mention it was just sitting there in Best Buy.
What'd you get?
Marth.
Oh, yeah. Did you have one yet?
No, I didn't.
That's cool.
So the restocks have been real.
My Best Buy had nothing. Toys R Us had Fox, Charizard, and Little Mac. And I guess Captain Falcon was. They actually had a tag for Captain Falcon.
Yeah,
He
Count
was
Falcon,
gone.
I think, is on the next. It's like
People said Dark Pit and Marth, I've heard. That's cool that they're finally doing that, but I think now that these characters are becoming more common, I think some of the appeal is gone because now people are finding them. It's like that aura about Marth, no one could find him, kind of made him more appealing now that people are getting them. I think it's actually working against the popularity of Amiibos, I think.
Yeah.
I think the hype's kind of dying by the fact that these restocks and basically they're near the end of the Smash Amiibo line. So I think I feel, I don't know if you guys feel, I feel like the excitement's going down on the Amiibos.
Yeah.
well, there's not many left to get. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why. Yeah.
I mean, it was exciting to get Rosalina on the first restock a few months ago, but then they did it again, and then even more people got it. So I'm just like, now it just has less of a aura about it, And
Well, that's the thing, because people are complaining about them not being available, but not being available is probably one of the reasons why they sold so well.
Made them popular.
Yeah, so like, what do you do in that situation?
it's a lose-lose at this point because if they don't replenish them, then it's always that. People can always say that, but if they do replenish them, then it's like, oh wait, now my Wii Fit trainer isn't worth $80 anymore. I see you're going for like 20 on eBay, and it's like, well, I should have sold her when it was 100 or 80 to $100 on eBay. I should have sold that Amiibo back in the day, and then I could have just rebought her for $13. But I'm not like that. I try not to do that kind of stuff. And Lucario, I've never seen him anywhere. I don't know if anybody.
Yeah, I found him. He's not exclusive to Toys R Us anymore. That's what he was originally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why you probably didn't see him. And I imported my original one, and then the Best Buy, and I was like, oh, here's Lucario, here's Little Mac, and I'm like, well, fuck it, I gotta get at least I gotta get an American one at least.
What
I'm
about
gonna feel-
Mario? Is he in demand?
Not. You said Lucario or Dr. Mario?
Dr. Mario.
Not really. But then again, I don't think that many people cared about Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can't find him. Like I didn't see Bowser Jr. anymore at Toys R Us, but
Really?
at mine there wasn't.
Oh, but I've seen him. He's not like super common, but
I've seen Zero Suit and Olimar multiple times now.
I haven't seen Zero Suit after that first day. I still haven't seen Zero Suit. Olimar is like the main common one.
So, Capable Ty has this question related to what we're talking about. So, which ones would you have bought if you seen all of them? He listed them all, but if you had seen any at the store, obviously Terrell did buy some. Robert already has them all because he made his parents spend $100 on.
No, it's me. That was my
It wasn't them, baby.
No, but I don't have Bowser Jr. or Dr. Mario yet. I will get them.
So I'll answer this. If I had seen any of the ones he listed at the restock, Captain Falcon's the only one I'd even consider because of the Mario Kart 8. Mii costume's really cool with the Blue Falcon cart. I've always wanted that, but I don't play Mario Kart 8 that much anymore, so I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I think I'm done with Amiibos. I don't think on Friday I'll have my last one. I've already paid for it, but the Yoshi Woolly World I think will be my final Amiibo until, who knows, Zelda, the new Zelda line or something for the next game, maybe could draw me back in. So really, I'm a sucker for the rarity of them more than anything. So I guess now that I got the ones I really wanted, the ones I was waiting for, once I got Lucina and Zero Suit, and that was kind of it for me. So, okay, one last question: if you could be able to turn into any Pokemon, what would it be? So I'm gonna have Terrell answer this.
What? What?
Would you want to turn into a Pokemon?
I really wouldn't. I mean, unless we're just talking about. I mean, if you're talking abilities, who would be a good choice? Fuck.
I think they all look so retarded that I wouldn't want to turn into.
Yeah, I'll say look-wise, none of them are appealing. If I'm talking like straight ability, though, it's gonna be a fighting type just for the skill factor.
Well, if you're a Pikachu, you know, chicks dig Pikachu.
You took
I don't.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
If I was gonna pick one, I pick something that's a little bit more effective that can help me in fights. I pick something
So
like.
you go pick some fights, you'd become a.
I mean, like a fighting
shit.
type, like Hypnolee or fucking Pangoro or Salk or something. Like the ones that actually have fighting techniques.
See, I would be like I said, I'd be Pikachu, and I'd be go cuddling up with all the ladies.
I was gonna say, I would just.
How are you gonna take advantage of it? That's not my question. You're a Pikachu. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, you don't have like anything.
So,
Well, instead of fighting, I would just be a pet, right?
you know, maybe Pikachu's cute. You know, you've seen girls with their small dogs or something, and they'll put them down their shirt and have their like heads popping out.
So that's gonna be that's the best you'll get.
That's pretty good.
That'll be your accomplishment.
That's the light right there.
And then I'll shoot some lightning.
That's not a sexual innuendo. It actually will be lightning. I just want people to know that.
You're gonna zap the girl betwixt her bosoms. That's it.
Sounds good to me, man.
Why did Pokemon turn sexual all of a sudden? I don't understand.
Because this juice is loose. That's
Terrell would rather be fighting people than.
I mean, I want something
bosoms.
as effective. I can walk down the street and fucking use extreme speed or some shit. I don't fucking know. That's too much of a put me on the spot kind of question. You don't even be doing that shit. That needs to be pre-planned.
Anybody else have a
Mewtwo? I want to be Mewtwo.
You fucking Gen 1 fag.
Hey, that's a not appropriate term.
Mewtwo.
Well, okay, fine. He's a Gen 1er then. That's what he is.
Mm-hmm.
Mewtwo, because why not?
Why can't you be a why not then?
I want to be Charizard to be a big ass.
Is there really a why not?
Yeah, there is a Pokemon called Why Not.
I want to be him. I don't know what it is, but I want to be why not.
He's ironically a psychic. He's a pre-evolution of Wobbuffet. But yeah, it's
What?
there is a Pokemon called Why Not.
What does why not look like even?
I will go get a picture, and you will probably not like the way it looks.
I want to be the Pokemon that's just a bag of trash.
Wait. Are you talking about the evolution or the evolution? He has an evolutionary form.
Who's Dialga?
Oh, that's the legendary. He's like a diamond dog. That's what describe him. He controls time and shit.
Controls time? What?
Yeah, he controls time. He's a legendary.
Let me be that.
I'd
I like
rather
controlling time.
Palkia.
Oh, the other one that I can't fucking.
I rather control space and manipulate myself back into a human and fuck this Pokemon.
and rethink my decisions. Be like, I'm not doing this shit again.
Or like I said, just be the bag of trash.
Trubbish. Yeah, Trubbish.
Yeah, Trubbish.
And then his evolutionary form, Garbodor.
Garbodor.
Well, do any of the Pikachu, do any of the Pokemon wear clothes?
Some of them do. Some psychic types and some fighting types.
Well, I'd rather be something that wears clothes, so I'm not naked.
Oh yeah, link what Why Not looks like in the Google chat, so you can see it, Robert.
Let's see.
You're probably
that looks adorable. I want to be that.
I think we hit our Pokemon limit for the day. So
no,
we're gonna wrap.
We're never
this
gonna
up.
get this again. This might come back up in the Juices Loose 69.
You can next week if you think of a Pokemon you want to be, we can discuss it.
No, we don't.
Why not? Why not? I'm more adorable than Pikachu.
I'll just be Salk. That's what I'll be. I'll be Salk.
All right.
Stanek.
No. No.
Oh, that's not a Pokemon? Oh, it should be.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to walk away from this right now. Move on, damn it.
So okay, let's wrap this up. We'll do final thoughts and then we'll be done. So we'll start with Terrell. Any final thoughts? This was an interesting podcast to say the least.
Yeah, it was very. We need some more news. That's what we need. We need some like real heavy-hitting discussion topics. I mean, I enjoy the random shit, but it's been kind of slow news-wise for a while.
Yeah, I forgot about the topic I was going to do last week to do this week, and I just completely forgot about it. So it's a good one.
I got one for the Juices Podcast 69 edition.
Okay, that's going to be my special edition.
Best video game lesbian couples.
Yes, I totally forgot there's a 69 number. Yes.
Anyways,
we gotta do that.
As I always say, life's a game. Play to win. Move on.
All right, Robert.
All right. Now that you talked about the 69, I'm excited for that.
You're not allowed to be on it, sorry.
No,
You're a minor. You're a minor.
I think it was ComicCon was awesome. This discussion was awesome. Everything's awesome.
Everything is awesome. I told you.
and of course you gotta go and join F Society, people.
King D.
Rank the Lego Movie on a scale of 0 to 100. How much you liked it?
I never saw the Lego Movie.
Okay.
Oh. Oh shit.
Yeah, I never actually saw. I have the video game.
Oh.
Good, because I'm very disappointed in that movie. I bought it day one. I didn't see it. I bought it on Blu-ray. Heard it was so amazing, and I'm watching it, waiting for the amazing, and it never happened.
Did people say it was awesome?
But I know a guy named Josh who basically he's like Robert. He's 22, but he loves every movie.
So he's a part of the problem.
I didn't know that until this. He said Furious 5 or whatever, Fast 5, was so amazing. It was like one of the best movies I've ever seen. So I buy that on Blu-ray, and it was terrible. I was like, dude, you're giving me $20. This movie, I'm gonna throw it away. I don't even think I finished it. It was so bad. But anyway, I didn't learn my lesson because he's the same guy that talked me into buying the Lego Movie.
Are any of those movies really that good? I mean,
no.
They're just kind of fun.
They're not even fun. They're so stupid, it's insulting.
Which probably means they're for children, which means you had no business watching them in the first place.
So, Ms. T, final thoughts. And it's good. I don't think we commented on it. It's good to see you finally on camera. So.
I don't know why you
in the flesh.
Even when we give it an inch, we still got a mile to walk, man.
I told y'all that's what I look like. Y'all don't believe me.
I'm so disappointed.
Final thoughts? Not really. Great cast. Had fun as usual.
Great cast. Great.
Wow, you were reaching for that one, weren't you?
Gonna dig into this Chibi Robo and at some point, and probably be mildly entertained. But yeah, like I always say, play Nintendo, fools.
All right, my final thoughts are never gonna have Robert retell a story. A recap something he did.
You should have gave him a timer. We would have been fine.
It was funny though. There were some good moments in there. I just want to remind people that Yoshi's Woolly World hits Friday. I know people are kind of down on platformer type games because we got Kirby early in the year, we got Mario Maker. It is an odd time to put it after Mario Maker. It just seems like Mario Maker's the better game from what the reviewers seem to be saying. It's just kind of odd that they've released it after. But I'm picking up Friday. Got the Amiibo bundle. I think those are pretty readily available for pre-order. So I'm going to be playing Yoshi's Woolly World next week. Definitely be talking about it on Monday. So look forward to that. And, interesting podcast. Hopefully entertained everyone. And I want to thank people for watching and submitting questions. And so yeah, that's going to be it for the Juices Loose number 62. I've been your host, Terminator Juice. Want to thank my cast, and we'll see you next time.
Everything.